there are other guys who have joked about me. I mean, in fact, it happened yesterday only that I was being very cranky, and somebody said, "Oh, are you PMSing or what?" And I was like, the word PMSing is not to be used so lightly. That, oh, acha, she's behaving, in such a cranky way. It means she's PMSing. Um, so I gave that person a look, and I thought I'll take this up with that person later on, but then yeah, so this does happen. Yeah, it does. So हमारे जो dress department में, the woman who helps us change our clothes and all, she is in her mid 30s, and she has suffered in her marriage, and she has two sons, okay, all grown up. So she was, after watching the show's promo and all that, she one day very naturally she's changing my clothes and she's telling me, आपको पता है मेरे साथ भी ऐसा हुआ था कि my husband did not respect me because I couldn't get Dahej, and he didn't treat me well. In my previous works that I've done, when I was a newcomer, the hero was somebody who was already done some body of work, and he was, so he, for sure, he was getting paid more than me, and that was rightfully done. But after the kind of work I've done, if I have done better work compared to my counterpart, then I think I have gotten paid more. While I was losing the weight and all, it did affect my confidence. And I think the biggest mistake I made during that time was that whenever my friends would talk to me, or my other, counterparts would talk to me, my loved ones would speak to me, I never told anybody that, oh, actually my confidence is a little messed up right now. I don't feel good when my clothes don't fit me. I don't feel happy all the time. I was continuously pretending कि नहीं नहीं यार, सब ठीक है, सब मस्त है.
So, welcome to E Times TV, firstly. Hope you're doing
Thank you
amazing.
so much. How are you?
I'm all well. Firstly, the new show has so many societal challenges, and you portraying it pretty well. So, tell me something about that.
So, as you have seen in the promos, that majorly there is one Reet that we are focusing on, and that is the Dahej. It is, आज के society में उसे कुप्रथा कहते हैं. It's a very bad ritual that has been banned in our country
Yeah.
since years and years, but we are still going on. If not directly, but then in indirect ways, we ask for dowry. There are people who will be like, हाँ gift में क्या देंगे आप अपनी बेटी को, या there are people who will be like, नहीं नहीं अपनी बेटी को तो हम like example, my own mother has been collecting gold for me since I was a little child, because she wants to give her daughter some jewelry, when she gets married. That's how this society is still going on with the dowry system. And we intend on bringing a small change, however, if it's a seed of thought or whatever way, but we want to tell people that this is wrong. All you need to do for your daughters is raise them well, educate them, and make them strong women. That's it. Nothing else is supposed to be done. And our producer, Mr. JD Majetia, very rightly said that ये तो बहुत ही surface level का problem है, dowry. But female feticide happens in our country because इस वजह से होता है, क्योंकि माँ बाप को बेटियां बोझ लगती है कि अच्छा अब इनको बड़ा करेंगे, इनकी शादी कराएंगे. उससे अच्छा people wish for sons than daughters. Maybe the society that you and I live in, it doesn't happen so much, but in the rural areas, or people where people are not exposed to the forward minded thinking, or who don't believe that daughters are a blessing, there such things are very prominent. So
Right.
this is one Reet. But having said that, it's not a preachy show. It is a full-on entertainment. There are two Gujarati families. One is my family, and one is the hero's family, as in Naren's family, which has been already introduced in the show. And the contrasts of both the families. There's a lot of entertainment, a lot of celebration, because good Jews love celebrating life. So we have that in our show. And not just the hate, but small things that are there prominent in our society, but we neglect every day कि अच्छा नहीं यार ये तो चलता
हाँ.
है ऐसे होता है. Example, in the coming episodes, in 1 or 2 episodes only, people will see us discussing how, like, why girls are not allowed to go in the kitchen or go to the school, if you're chumming. So periods is a subject that we have taken up, although we are not placing such things in a preachy way, like we're not just there to give messages, but it is very nicely placed by our writers in our episodes. So
Right.
that's there. Yeah, so there are many more such beautiful things that people will enjoy watching.
So, now apart from the show, when we come to Meera, being a girl, to be honest, in such a culture, in such a society, is obviously a little, it's quite a bit challenging. चाहे हम बोल भी ले कि आज हम इस मुकाम पे है या we are independent, but all of us have faced something which was not right. So tell me something about it. I mean, have you, in your growing up years, have you faced this kind of discrimination, these kind of questions or labels?
To be very honest, I think in my house, my brother might say that I was discriminated because I am the most loved child in the house, and I am the person that has been kept, uh, always on the pedestal, that she is our has to grow. Of course, the parents' concern has always been my safety. When I belong to Baroda in Gujarat, and when I came to Mumbai, it was always their concern. My mother has been staying with me since always. So I think that is one thing that my parents have done, that safety, and the save protecting your child from in whatever way you can.
Right.
And if I talk about my brother, then he is when he was going to Canada, nobody was concerned about him कि अच्छा ये बेचारा अकेला कैसे रहेगा. आई थिंक वो उतना ही एक डिफरेंस रहा है हम दोनों के बीच में कि मुझे उन लोगों ने हमेशा प्रोटेक्ट करने की कोशिश की है. इसके अलावा आई हैव नेवर फेस्ड डिस्क्रिमिनेशन इन एनी वेज. And actually, to be very honest, I work in television, and television is said to be a woman's medium. It's all about we women, and I think the society that we are in, we are progressing really well. Like, look at you and I are talking. We both are women, right? So we are doing. I think we're doing good for ourselves. But yes, if we discuss about opportunities and are women given the same pedestal as men or not, then in many sectors and many places, many families also, it is quite it does happen that women do have to fight for their rights. So yeah.
It starts off with very small things. जैसे you rightly said कि kitchen में नहीं जाना है while you're on your periods, and at times even parents don't open up or talk about why periods, why sexual health. I mean, these questions are so untouched for the longest time that when a child grows up, it becomes a very confusing point for them because they don't know what to do. So,
Yeah.
have you come across this? And I mean, not just at home, but have you come across such examples around you?
Like I said, like my family functions very differently. My brother was asked always, since the time like he जब उसको groceries लेने भेजते थे तो उसको मेरे sanitary pads भी खरीदने बोला जाता था. So he used to come back home asking, अच्छा ये क्या है? उसकी ad जब TV पे आती थी, he used to sing the
Right.
song and all also. But when we were in school, I studied in a convent, and over there since I remember I was in sixth standard, I think that's the age around 11, 12 is when
Yeah.
girls start getting their periods. And we used to have seminars where people from Whisper Choice would come to our school, and they would, take a session with us. 2, 3 periods would go in that, where they would explain कि अच्छा ये ऐसे होता है, you are supposed to place it on your underwear like this. So proper education was given to us. But then when we used to come back in the class, all the boys would be like so curious कि क्या करके आई सारी girls and all.
Uh,
So I think that was one thing that when I look back now, I feel that in that seminar, even boys were supposed to sit. They were also made to understand that women go through these things. It
correct.
should be easy for guys to discuss as well. They should not be like, oh, acha, oh, no, let's not talk about it. It shouldn't be like that. And having said that, even today, if I whenever we are at work, we girls go through the first days for a lot of women are not easy. They are in pain, their moods are cranky, something or the other. And I mean, we women on the set also have seen some of them are like hushing away. Oh, nee, let's not talk about. Arey, zor se kyun bol rahi? All of that. So I've seen that, and I have learned in the past few years about this that now if somebody will come and ask me, "Oh, why do you look in pain?" I tell them it's my first day. It's simple. It's a
Yeah.
very natural process, and be it a guy or a girl, I think it's very, no, I think important to make it normal for people, so that they also understand. Acha, nahi, nahi, yaar, iska first day. It should be normal for people to understand and respect women. That okay, uh, the menstrual cycle is not easy for everybody. So people need to be extra caring and loving towards women. Actually, these are words from JD sir. In one of the press conference, he had said this, that when a girl is chumming, it is our like us men, our responsibility to treat them with tender love and care. So I think hats off to JD sir.
But like I would say I would share it as an experience that at times even men or even guys वो एक मजाक बना देते हैं कि यार ये तो तेरा हर बार का है. So how do you deal with that? Because most women, to be very honest, would get very agitated on such comments.
I mean, whatever boyfriends also I've had, they are also very kind enough. Like my boyfriend has always sent pastries on the first day. He knows that I like chocolates and all. So I think I'm blessed. But yeah, I mean, I completely understand this joke does go around. There are other guys who have joked about me. I mean, in fact, it happened yesterday only that I was being very cranky, and somebody said, "Oh, are you PMSing or what?" And I was like, the word PMSing is not to be used so lightly. That oh, acha, she's behaving, in such a cranky way. It means she's PMSing. Um, so I gave that person a look, and I thought I'll take this up with that person later on. But then, yeah, so this does happen. Yeah, it does. And it's not nice actually, because this is a very normal, natural process that goes inside a woman's body, and I mean, they do go through hormonal changes. You need to respect that, and you can't be like making joke about it. Acha, you're being cranky. ये तो तुम्हारा हर महीने का हो गया है. It shouldn't be like that.
Correct. So, we see in most families at a very young age, the girl is always asked to learn how kitchen works. And she is somewhere, molded into it कि यार तुम पढ़ाई नहीं करोगे तो चलेगा. बट ये तो तुमको आना चाहिए, तुमको खाना बनाना तो आना चाहिए, 20 व्यंजन तो आने ही चाहिए. You have to keep your
Yeah.
husband happy. तो इस बैरिकेड को ब्रेक करना बहुत फैमिलीज के लिए बहुत मुश्किल होता है. So when it comes to that, what are your views as someone who is progressive, who's open-minded, has found a place into the career?
See, I feel I have said this in a couple of interviews for my show also, that ये necessary नहीं है कि हर लड़की हमारा show देखने के बाद में अपने घर में बोलेगी मुझे मेरा दहेज वापस दो. It's not going to
Right.
happen. But I will tell you what, there was a lady, and actually it was quite enlightening for me. So, हमारे जो dress department में the woman who helps us change our clothes and all, she is in her mid 30s, and she has suffered in her marriage, and she has two sons, okay, all grown up. So she was after watching the show's promo and all that. She one day very naturally she's changing my clothes and she's telling me, आपको पता है मेरे साथ भी ऐसा हुआ था कि my husband did not respect me because I couldn't get Dahej and he didn't treat me well. And I said, अच्छा तो आपने क्या किया, आपने कुछ किया क्यों नहीं? तो she's telling me that तब नहीं कर पाई, लेकिन मेरे अब दो बेटे हैं और मैं अपनी बहुओं को ना ऐसे नहीं करूंगी. मेरी बहुएं जब
Yeah.
आएंगी ना उनको I'll treat them with a lot of respect. So I feel that I mean, whatever subjects you're talking about, that be it Dahej or be it periods or be it the thing that girls are trained since their childhood to be somebody's wife. These thought processes now are not going to change overnight. It's not going to be an overnight change. It's there are two things. One is that we have to take stand for ourselves, and number two is this is going to be a generational change. I mean, when we get married and we have kids, we will not do this to our coming generations. We will teach them differently. So that is, I think, how the society is going to change. So the change is going to be slow, but it's going to happen for sure.
So, when we talk about equal pay, tell me something about it. I mean, have there been instances for you as well? I mean, it's there in every sector, I feel.
Yeah, the beauty of television industry, I feel, is that people are paid according to their experiences, how many years of experience you bring, how many, what is your market value. That is
Well,
how I think people are paid in television. So, in my previous works that I've done, when I was a newcomer, the hero was somebody who's already done some body of work, and he was, so he for sure he was getting paid more than me, and that was rightfully done. But after the kind of work I've done, if I have done better work compared to my counterpart, then I think I have gotten paid more. Yeah, so I think I have not faced the pay parity, but आई डोंट नो, आई थिंक वो बहुत चीजों में होता है. जैसे हमारे टेलीविजन में हम कहे तो poorly in a lot of shows there are guys who are not doing anything. They are just like their characters don't get relevance per se, and us women get a lot of importance in television because ultimately it is for families and for people who, for the women in the houses who watch the shows, right? So but the pay parity I think exists more in films, because obviously over there it is said that it is a man's medium. But you know what, the society is changing a lot now. I think women have also become very picky, and they have proved their mantle to achieve women oriented shows or women oriented films. I think the change is coming, yeah, for sure.
so till now,
पता नहीं, या तो मेरा आउटलुक चीजों का बहुत पॉजिटिव है, शायद ऐसा है कि मुझे इतना मेरे साथ हुआ नहीं है, मुझे दिखता नहीं है, पता नहीं क्या है, पर आई थिंक दोनों में से कोई एक चीज है. बट डोंट यू थिंक इट इज हैपनिंग? लाइक आई सॉ टुडे ओनली, आई मीन, हाँ, पहले के टाइम पे होता था कि द हीरोज यूज्ड टू बी लाइक ट्रीटेड एज द स्टार्स एंड दे वुड चूज द हीरोइंस एंड things were like that. But these days things are so different, don't you think so?
Yeah, the metal has changed, I feel.
Yeah,
every artist is getting a chance when it comes to work, rather than discriminating them as a hero or a heroine.
मतलब है, थोड़ी बहुत डिस्क्रिमिनेशन है, बट इतनी नहीं है जितनी पहले थी, ऐसा नहीं है.
Right.
Yeah.
In both the mediums, I would say, even in television, things have grown drastically towards a better face.
For sure.
पहले तो even if you were a star, you didn't feel like you were a star क्योंकि इतनी सारी चीजें होती थी. But as we grow into the new India that people are imagining, uh, what is your definition to women empowerment today, आज के दौर में?
See, um, uh, if you ask me if I'm a feminist or not, then I don't think I completely fall in the category of feminism. I would like to believe that I'm a realist, where if I am wrong, then I am wrong,
Right.
and I don't have any ego problems in accepting that I'm wrong. But these days, what is happening is now, because um, in the past, the women have been treated so badly and they have not been getting equal opportunities, or they have suffered a lot. Um, our laws and our society and our rules have tried to help women grow.
Correct.
There are some women who take undue advantage of that also. That also happens. So, if you ask me what is women empowerment, it simply means, for me, that you need to be a strong woman by your own self, who does not take undue advantage of the opportunities given to her, but
Right.
at the same time, who becomes so worthy by her own self that she can sustain to grow as an individual, do well for herself, and who does not need a man per se for her financial stability, or what do I say, to maybe thrive in the world. And having said that, it is also, I think, as women, as an individual, I think it is our own responsibility, um, to be so empowered within ourselves that we can help other people around us grow with us. I think, according to me, that is what is, empowerment. That you need to be, as an individual, you need to be so strong that you can help the society grow. Yeah.
So, when we touch upon mental health, अब it has become one of the most talked about thing. चाहे वो किसी भी इंडस्ट्री में हो, आज हर आर्टिस्ट के लिए मेंटल हेल्थ बहुत जरूरी हो गया है. So when even you as an actor, when your show seems to not work, or y'all are on a break from getting new projects, how do you cope up with that phase? Is it very mentally hammering, and do you really talk about it, or how is it?
Okay, if I talk about my own experience in the last 1.5 years, I think when you're working, though, I don't think there's much of a mental health issue when it comes to taking the pressures of a show,
Huh.
because it is divided on several departments. It's not just one person's responsibility to run a show. There are writers, there are producers, everybody is involved. So the pressure is divided. I don't think that should affect somebody. Their own personal battles are different completely.
Right.
But if I talk about my own self, and when it comes to coping with work and all of that, I gained weight for my last show. Okay, and after that show was over, it took me a while to figure why my weight is not reducing, even though I was working out, this and that, all of that. So and For that show, of course, I had put on weight, but at the end of the day, I couldn't be playing a heroine in that weight for a different show, because in that show I was playing an autistic character, so
Right.
it was necessary for my character. Now I couldn't be working in the same weight as Nandini for this show, right? So while I was losing the weight and all, it did affect my confidence. And I think the biggest mistake I made during that time was that whenever my friends would talk to me, or my other, counterparts would talk to me, my loved ones would speak to me, I never told anybody that, oh, actually my confidence is a little messed up right now. I don't feel good when my clothes don't fit me. I don't feel happy all the time. I was continuously pretending कि नहीं नहीं यार सब ठीक है, सब मस्त है, and but it did affect my personality a lot, and I saw my friends drifting away. I saw my relationships drifting away. So it does affect you when you're not feeling good about yourself and
Right.
you don't talk about it. Now that I look back, I feel, had I like told them, because they all were very welcoming people and they still are. So I mean, I feel, what if I had told them that, you know what, I'm not feeling confident and I don't feel like stepping out, or I don't feel like going anywhere because my clothes don't fit me, I think they would have given me better solutions, or they would have been by my side in a different way. So, yes, talking about how you're feeling is very important, and talking about it to the right people. There are people who will make fun of you also.
Correct.
We all have such people in our lives. You don't have to go to such people and speak about it, but there are certain good people also in your life who will be like, हाँ अच्छा बता क्या हो रहा है, okay, we'll help you through this. So I think speaking to those people is very important. And if you don't have anybody, then I think it's very important to just find a counselor or a therapist. Actually, that is also a big taboo in our society, which is now getting a little okay. To like, you can go to a therapist or you can go to a counselor, and you don't have to be necessarily a pagal to go to somebody. लोगों को ये लगता है, अच्छा तू पागल है कि तू क्या जाएगी थेरेपिस्ट के पास, क्यों,
हाँ.
ये जरूरी नहीं है. आई डोंट फील वेल एंड आई वांट टू स्पीक टू अ थेरेपिस्ट बिकॉज आई डोंट हैव एनीबडी एल्स टू टॉक टू. दैट शुड आल्सो बी अ वेरी नॉर्मल थिंग, which is apparently not. I mean, and that is, हम पढ़े लिखे लोगों के बीच में ये प्रॉब्लम है, तो ये तो
Yes.
फिर क्या ही बात करें हम. So there are a lot of people who go through a lot, and they are pushing it down and shoving it under the carpet for a really long time. So it does affect you yourself, your relationships, the people around you. It does affect everybody tremendously. So yeah, mental health is a very important subject, and I think since the lockdown thing, it has become more easy. People have been forthcoming and they have been discussing these things, which is quite nice to see.
So, was lockdown as well a phase for you? Because I think it was a phase for everyone, especially जिसके पास मतलब काम था पर नहीं था वाले जो situations में थे, and while even people who were losing their dear ones are in that
Yeah.
phase, it was very emotionally draining. So, what was your
Um,
lockdown as?
Touchwood, my lockdown was quite safe. Everybody in my family was safe. No, nothing happened to anybody, and everyone was doing good. But mm, Meera na, I think I was continuously working for 5 years. So when lockdown happened, in the beginning, it was a very pleasant vacation for me.
Yeah.
उसके बाद I started getting and I started feeling कि अच्छा चलो अब तो काम पे जाते हैं जो भी है. But meanwhile, I had purchased my own house. So I was the moment things started moving, I was very busy doing interiors for a while. So I don't know how the first year of lockdown passed. And after that, I got good se meetha ishq. So I was busy doing that. So I don't necessarily, I've not felt, but yes, the one bad thing that happened during lockdown was that Vidya got shut, and it was a good show. But because our set was located in the green zone, on the outskirts of Nala Supara,
Yes.
so over there, shooting was not allowed. And that's why it was decided to be, like it was shut off. So that was something that I did feel bad about, and I was like, "ये नहीं होना चाहिए था," because it was a good show. So yeah.
But actually, काम जब तक आप कर रहे हो तब तक you feel that you are in that fuel. But जब अचानक से कुछ बंद होता है, it's a phase which for I think every artist it has been different. Some take it up as
Yeah.
a vacation, but some don't because they have that.
Yeah. Like I said in the beginning, it was beautiful. After that, it was कि अब I can't like be sitting at home. It was not so pleasant. Yeah.
So in this whole era of social media, do you think that especially the youngsters are really getting affected and it is harming them in terms of their mental health? Because आप 24 घंटे कमेंट्स पे रिलाई कर रहे हो कि मैं अगर अच्छा दिख रहा हूँ, मुझे 100 कमेंट आए हैं अच्छा दिख रहा हूँ वाले. तो do you think it has its boon as well as its curse to it?
The boon is that people have started making money out of posting good
Right.
content. And that's I think a very nice thing for people to grow in. It's a very good medium. There are so many housewives I know who are making good money just by posting, that's very good for them. But yes, what you said is also right, that people get influenced a lot with who's posting who's
Right.
wearing what comments are being written. And I think as actors also na, somewhere हमारे पोस्ट पे भी कौन क्या लिख रहा है, हम भले वी डोंट read so much into it for our own sakes and our own mental shanti, but at the same time हम लोग we do go and check कि अच्छा, like this post was about this episode, what have people written about it, are they watching, are they liking it, not liking it, it does matter. But I feel that this is an individual's responsibility, that you should put an own check on yourself कि अच्छा नहीं नहीं आज का बहुत हो गया scrolling, I should not just waste my day on this. I should have a control on myself. And secondly, it is people are going to talk no matter what you do, how you look or whatever. You looking good, there will be 5 people who will be jealous of you and they will write 10 bad
Right.
things. So I think that's you have to have that confidence on yourself, and if you're not a confident person, please turn off your comment section. Simple.
Right. So, this is my last question. Any message for those who are, the young girls who are still struggling out to be there, to be themselves in this world?
I think the first thing that anybody should do is not give up. uh, One more thing, it is very important that you need to give in your 100% in whatever you're doing and understand your true caliber. If you think you deserve more, if you think you're worthy of more, you should work hard for it. Uh, if it comes down to the support of your family and parents, I think there are so many good examples in the world today that you can somehow try to influence your parents into being supportive. And but you know what? The only thing that things come down to is do what you feel good in. Do what makes you happy, because nothing else is going to matter at the end of the day. Not your friends, not your family. If you are unhappy,
Right.
if you are happy doing what you wanted to do, chasing your dreams, then at the end of the day, even if people are not supportive in the beginning, but they will see your journey and they will I feel they will support you someday.
Great. Thank you so much for sparing your time, Meera. It was
Thank you.
one amazing conversation, and I'm hoping
Yeah,
that
it
we have
was.
more.
Thank you so much. Please, please, we will have more. Thank you so much.
Have a great day ahead.
You too. Great day.